fine. My name's Samantha Walsh.
Yeah.
I'm here on behalf of Shutter 16 Magazine. I'm here with Jake Kohn. Currently resides in Winchester, Virginia. And just got a couple questions here for you, Jake. What was your first experience with music and how old were you?
I reckon, like performing wise.
Performing wise,
Yeah.
or just like realizing that you were like passionate about music?
Oh well, the first time I realized I was passionate about music was probably when I was in like fourth grade or so, and I was listening to a lot of like 50s rock, like Jerry Lee Lewis and stuff. That was my thing when I was growing up, which is weird for a fourth grader in the year 2017 or so.
Yeah, for sure.
Usually that didn't happen. I remember my my Chromebook background was the $1 Million Quartet with Elvis and Johnny Cash and Carl Perkins and stuff, and I was just some weird kid listening to these 50s rock and rollers.
Definitely not the typical
No,
fourth
not
grader.
at all. But in fourth grade, I did the talent show in front of like 300 people, and I think, what did I sing? It was a Johnny Cash song, Country Boy by Johnny Cash, which is, yeah, that was the first thing I had ever did. And then the following year, I sang an Elvis song, 5th grade, and then I stopped doing stuff until like, I think 8th grade, when I picked stuff back up and learned to play guitar. Yeah.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Does musical talent run in your family? And then was that experience with the talent show when you discovered that you had such talent?
Both of those are a no, because I sucked when I was in 4th grade. I was terrible. But you can see the drive in me, I reckon. I say I reckon a lot, sorry. But yeah, I was not good, and no, there is no musical talent that runs through my family, as far as we know, at least. I taught myself to play guitar from a poster on my wall that had the chords on it, and that's about it.
I used to have the same one.
Yeah. No musical talent in my family,
Okay. Describe your ideal creative environment. Do you have like a specific place or setup that you like to be in when you're writing and creating?
I would say so, but I don't really choose a time when I write. I write when something comes to me. Like, I wrote a song, one of my songs called Vicksburg. I wrote that song in Spanish class, which is, yeah, I just write whenever it comes to me, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
What motivates you to create?
A good song?
Yeah.
Strong feelings of any nature, you know what I mean? Just wanting to say something that you can't say otherwise, you know?
Yeah, just when that inspiration strikes, you know. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Besides musical talent, what are some other things you're good at? Tell me a little bit about yourself outside of music.
Well, I've always been like a writer, you know what I mean? Like when I was in 3rd grade, I was writing full stories, chapter book stories,
Wow.
which I haven't done that in a while, but that's weird for a 3rd grader.
Yeah, for sure.
But I've always been well read. I read a lot of books, which I guess does help me lyrically and such.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
I would assume, yeah.
Okay. You recently had a viral video with Radio WV, which I saw just reached 2 million hits.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about how it felt to get to 1 million views in 4 days.
That was crazy. So I've had a couple videos with Radio West Virginia, and the first one hit 1.1 million after a month.
Wow.
Now the second one kind of fizzled off, which that happens, but the third one hit 1.1 million in around a week, and it's kind of slowed down for a while, and then it picked back up, and now it's like 2.2 million right now, which I don't know why that happened, but it did, and it's been pretty insane and impossible to comprehend on my part. I can't understand it, like, at all.
You ever go through and read the comments just to
I do.
people from everywhere?
I do. It doesn't, I can't, I mean, I'm in school.
Yeah.
It's really hard to tour when you're in school.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, I'm doing it in May. I'm going, I don't know if you saw that, but
Yeah.
I'm going to be all over the eastern part of the United States.
That's awesome. That's crazy for 15. I mean,
know.
it's got to just feel like unreal.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. As someone who uses music to process and deal with emotions, are there any artists or songs that have helped you get out of a rut?
Justin Townes Earl is my top of all time. He is my go-to when I want to listen to something or when I want to gather inspiration for something to write, or like even guitar style. He's been my biggest influence guitar-wise, because I feel like his guitar playing is probably the most influential of the past 20 years. He's the most influential guitarist in my opinion.
Sure. What has been the biggest challenge that you've faced in your musical journey so far, and how did you overcome it?
I really haven't had that many challenges. I mean, I've not been doing it very long.
Yeah.
We all keep the fire going, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh-huh.
All right. Find a stick, stab it if you need to.
Sure thing.
Yeah.
What do you want your listeners to feel when they're listening to your music, and what messages or themes do you try to convey through your lyrics?
I'm a fan of sad music. It doesn't necessarily make me a sad person, but I try to replicate that in everything that I write because I feel like sad music, I feel like it stirs more emotion, and it can derive attachment in a much deeper form than it would with some song that doesn't have much meaning behind the writing. So I try to convey messages deeper than the words, I guess, is how, I don't know how to say it.
I
It's really
absolutely
hard to
agree with
explain,
you.
but-
Yeah, I know what you mean for sure. Like, I'm not really a sad person, but just those sad songs, it's
Sad songs are great.
they
They make
hit
me
in
happy.
a different
Yep.
way. Like, it just hits you deep, and they
Right.
stick
Yes.
with you. You
Yeah.
know. What has been the most memorable moment in your musical career so far?
Oh, man. I would say hitting 2 million views, but that happened this morning.
Hey, that's part of the
I
journey.
remember it.
Yeah, that's part of the journey. That's awesome.
Yeah.
For sure.
Mhm.
And then my last question is, people from all over the country are being exposed to your music and want to hear you perform. So what's next for you? I know that you just put together a tour for May for the East
Yes.
Coast. You're working on putting an album out, an EP. What can we see next from you? What's
I
coming
would
next?
expect music to be released imminently. Not too soon, but not very far at all.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Working on getting you on Apple
yes.
Music and
Oh,
stuff like
yes.
that.
Yes.
Great. Awesome. Well, Jake, that's all I got for you today. Thank you for sitting down with me and Shutter 16, and
Of
look
course.
forward to, yeah, absolutely.
very
See you in the
much.
show.
Thank you.
Thank you.